Welcome to Relate with Miss Lisa and Ruben. Hooray! It's already season 5. Welcome to our brand new seasoned episodes. Alrighty then, let's just do it. Take a listen to episode 5 of season 5. We're calling it Prelude to our exciting new segment, Invitation. But first, here's what's still happening on the internet. Listen to this relatable, transparent segment of Miss Lisa and Ruben.
Book is based on a survey where men and women were asked if they got 80% of everything they want in their ideal mate, would they be happy with that? And women said, no, that's settling. And men said, 80%, I'd be thrilled, that's a catch. And so
80% of the women you surveyed is settling?
That's settling because, the question is, what actually makes us happy in long-term romantic love? And, that's the question that I explore in the book. And I'm a journalist, so I went out and I asked neurobiologists about chemistry, and I asked behavioral economists about demographics, and I asked marital researchers.
What are women too picky about here?
Well, I'll tell you, men and women were asked what would be a deal breaker for going on a second date. And men named 3 things. They said she has to be cute enough. She doesn't have to look like Angelina Jolie. She just has to be cute enough. She has to be warm and kind. And she has to be interesting to talk to. Those seem like really valid criteria.
Ding, 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 ding. Pretty simple.
Right. Okay, reasonable, right? The women came back with 300 things that would rule out a guy for a second date. And we're talking about like another 2 hours and maybe a free dinner. And they wouldn't do it. And there were things like he wore a brown belt with black shoes. Or we were having a really good time and I thought he was cute and he was interesting. But then he did this Austin Powers impression. And I just can't get that out of my mind and I can't go out with him again. Austin Powers guy could be the love of her life.
Kind of segue into the greatest invitation.
Wait, I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. What did you say? How do you what now?
I said, so the second part would be talking about the greatest invitation, which would be you accepting Christ into your life.
What's the first part?
It's just invitation between applying to the dating scene.
Okay.
Because it is an invitation. Someone is inviting you
Right.
to go out.
Right.
And as with all things, there's a good way and a wrong way to accept an invitation.
That's true. That's true.
So that's why I said, let's have it be a 2-parter. The first part is talking about the invitation to date. Second part would be the invitation to Christ. Because that does play into our story in our dating, our faith in Jesus Christ. So, right?
Right.
So does that make sense?
Of course that makes sense. Anything with Jesus Christ in it makes more sense than anything without Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. You did it again.
What did I do?
You're going from another chapter of your book on the top of your head. I mean, I never heard how it's being explained, rather, by saying invitation. Invitation to what? Invitation to do what? Do I RSVP to it? How do I receive the invitation?
Exactly. Especially if it's not necessarily, let's say somebody invites you out and you're like, I'm not really into her or him.
Right.
How do you reject an invitation?
Reject an invitation?
Yeah. Somebody says they want to go out with you, but you don't want to go out with them.
That you would brazenly.
Would that not be rejection?
I mean, you would brazenly reject an invitation. I guess if it's somebody asking you for the first time, I'm thinking about somebody you've already been talking to. I can just put myself in a place. I see someone that I waved at a couple times. She waved back and she smiled and I smiled, which gave me the courage to go up and say, hey, you want to go out sometime? Or can I take you out sometime? And she say, no. That would crush me. Well, not crush me, but it would do some damage.
So again, how do you accept or reject invitations? That can affect your dating life. You got rejected by this one, that going to make you not want to ask anybody else?
I wouldn't go that far. Just because one person rejected me doesn't mean the other one will.
No, you shouldn't.
But I get it. People probably do give up after the first rejection. When the underdog gets rejected and then ends up with the finest thing on earth, and now you're looking back at the one that rejected you, and they looking at you like they made a mistake, and you're looking at them like, yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of goes to, you can't always judge a book by the cover. Because I open it up, read a few pages, or a chapter or two. After casting your pearls before swine, why should I lay out everything that I know is in me to you?
Speak now.
Initially, when you have not even given me a clear indication that you're not interested.
So you're twisting it around a little bit. So if you're guessing, why should I throw my goods out at you when you're not even giving me a clear indication that you're interested? So it sounds like you're the one that gave the invitation, but they're throwing out clear signs that they're not interested.
I don't know if this example will take him out. And there's this guy, a couple times, I think I made dinner for him. So he was impressed that I could cook. He was impressed I was a professional. But in his eyes, and he almost said it once, because he let me know, he was interested in a relationship, but there was just one more thing he needed to know. And that was how compatible we were in bed. Now, you don't even know me. Because we only been out on 3 dates. But that's your measuring stick?
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what I meant. For me, that was like, I don't think so. But for him, that was his reason to end the relationship. That's all right. Well, I'm ready to sleep with you, but you don't want to sleep with me, so it's over.
That's crazy. It sounds like that may have happened around this time of year.
I guess it was.
Yeah, because I just heard it again on television.
Also, this is the time of the year where a lot of breakups happen right here. Before Thanksgiving, before Christmas. Because you don't want to drag them to family holidays and then break up right before Valentine's, and your family's
you just don't want your family to see y'all fussing.
Exactly.
And
why go into Thanksgiving if you're not thankful?
Hello.
But you also don't want to show up to Thanksgiving with a brand new person who you just bought into your fold.
So they can't judge them and be mad if they don't like something that they did in the past.
So which Infinity Stone or person should she collect next?
You need to quit, not Infinity Stone.
The same thing I said to you. I can't remember which. I know it was last season, but I can't remember which episode. But you were surprised to hear that men intentionally break up with women a certain time of year, every year. Not all men, but some men do. And that's right after Halloween. And you misconstrued it to mean that. Oh, why? Because they don't want to buy gifts? If it was that easy, sure. But the real reason is, the holidays is when the man is expected to meet her family. And if after you meet the family is expecting the next steps, and she's expecting the next steps. And then after the after holidays, you have Valentine's. So now everybody's guessing he must gonna pop the question on Valentine's if she don't get a ring. So a man save himself all that trouble. Not all men, but it happens. And then right before summer, you're trying to make up with her.
Another reason why dating is so hard.
Yeah.
People playing games.
I can't believe anybody thought it would be easy.
Nobody thought what?
I can't believe anybody thought would be easy. Before dating apps, before the internet, before Google dates, Facebook, and all of that, we were going to.
I don't know that it was ever easy, but I know that I think because of the digital age, it's that much harder.
Well, that's exactly what.
Before, you were pretty much forced to do everything face to face.
That's exactly what my point was going to be.
But now, people can get on the internet and lie and post pictures of somebody else, and you're thinking it's them and it's not, and put everything you want to hear in a profile, but then when you actually meet them, it's a whole different story.
Yes, ma'am. So that invitation piece is vitally important then, because
or catfish you get caught up in that nonsense. You think you're talking to a man and you're talking to a woman, or you think you're talking to a woman and you're talking to another man. People stealing your profile picture and putting it on their face, and
yeah, all that happens. Yeah, every time it used to be every time you walk out your door, you took a risk, whether you make it back home safe or anything. Now, every time you pick up your phone, your iPad, your laptop, or go on the computer, you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
You may maybe just going on there to look up an old friend or look up something that you want to buy, or just read, some of the comments on threads or something like that. And while you're doing that, you're being followed. And any picture you put up, you better make it a good one, because it's going to be copied and used. And unless you go ahead and do one of these, what people are doing now, putting their handle on the front of the page, on front of their face.
Yeah.
Well, if you copy my face, you're going to copy my handle too. Copyrighting their own picture, which is defaming the picture a little bit, just to keep it from, and that's not going to even do it. I mean, I'm sure there's a piece of software out there that can remove that. Watermark, that's what it is. A watermark in their pictures. I'm sure there's ways you can, unless you put it smack dab in the middle of your picture across your face, there's ways you can remove the watermark.
Yes, another reason why I do not have an internet presence.
Well, you can in your profession.
Well, another reason why.
Yeah, everybody have their own reasons why they don't have one. Like everybody have their own reasons why they do have one. The thing is, you can turn a blind eye to the digital world, to the AI world, but it's been here a long time. Everybody worrying about AI, but what were they thinking when Alexis came on the scene? What were they thinking when Siri came on the scene? All that's AI. What were they thinking with when cell phones came on the scene? Where you can put all your documents, all your music, all your photos, all your contacts on one device, and just with a swipe, reach any of them. AI has been around too long to start being afraid of it now. What they're talking about are the enhancements of the AI. That now we're at a point where we have no control of it, on which way it goes. So only thing the government only thing Biden could do is regulate it.
But yeah, I guess you're right. AI has been around, but it probably was not as mainstream as it is now.
Right. I think they were just trying to perfect it. Why it wasn't so mainstream. They didn't want to put it out until it's perfected. Now it's perfected, and it's really left with nobody can do anything about it.
Well, whenever you're ready, we can start talking about love languages.
Join us again for another transparent, exciting, and opinionated episode of Relate with Miss Lisa and Ruben. Okay, family, happy dating. And what did he say? Date? Happy?